Hello and welcome to Expeditions Rome. I'm Shadowcoast and welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to review all of the classes and subclasses in this upcoming game that releases January 20th, 2022. I've been keeping an eye out on this game and playing the demo so far. I really enjoy it. So without further ado, let's jump into the different classes you can roll on your character, as well as the subclasses. There are four main classes, and it kind of follows along with most RPG type games. We have the Princeps, which is effectively your tank. We have Veles, which is your call it short range or close range damage dealer. We have Sagittarius, which is your long range damage dealer, and then we have Triarius, which is effectively your support class. Now, each of these have subclasses, which allows them to further specialize based off your playstyle. The Princeps wears heavy armor and can hold sturdy shields. Shields are an important concept because they effectively absorb damage before your character absorbs damage, which makes this class the perfect tank. Now they have a hint here that says the Princeps is the most straightforward class to play. So if you like to play that tank class, up in your face type character, this might be a good one for you. There are three subclasses. Defenders focus on survivability, Vanguards focus on disrupting enemies, applying debuffs, etc. And Veterans lock down enemies and resist enemy attempts to do the same. So each of these have unique abilities. When you first start, the Defender gains Brace, which allows you to basically regain more of your shield at the beginning of your next turn. Like I said, the shield is kind of depleted. It's that armor around you that takes damage first. So that's very useful. You are going to want to upgrade your shield immediately on your Princeps, because the better shield you have, the more damage they can absorb. Vanguard, again, focused on kind of debuffing the enemy. Here we have Frighten, which reduces enemy morale in a 2 hex radius around your character, and it can affect multiple targets. And finally, we have Knockdown. This applies knockdown to enemies, making them unable to take any actions, cannot dodge, parry, or resist attacks. Standing up will cost the character half of their movement. So you can see here, these are regular moves. This one is limited, where you do or can only use this once, or excuse me, twice per engagement. You can see those two red squares in the top right here. So that's something to keep in mind when you're selecting moves in general. Those solid red, dark red squares basically means that you have limited number of uses per engagement. So that sums up the Princeps class. Over here, from a moves perspective, you can see here their class weapon is Shield, which provides an extra bar of hit points as we discussed. They wear heavy armor, which you can see here, and they can use a variety of weapons from spears to swords. So let's move over to Veles. This is probably the class I'll roll when the game releases, just because I like that kind of rogue type, duelist type class, which I'll be rolling. The Velous is a speedy and unpredictable light infantry that can cause chaos among enemy ranks. Subclasses, you have Assassin, which is good mobility and high single target damage to burn down each individual targets. Duelists are evasive fighters that dodge and weave between attacks. This is the one that I'm most attracted to, just based off my general playstyle. And then Brawlers are versatile fighters that excel at penetrating enemy lines. The Assassin has Cheap Shot, which is a 100% critical chance for the next attack by this character. This one is extremely good or awesome move. It does require 2 focus. One of the components of the Veles is that you have to build focus using moves, which you can see in gameplay. So check out a video on combat gameplay that I posted. It should be up there in a little eye at the top if you want to check it out, to see how focus works on a character. All of these require focus, so that's something you build up using different standard type attacks. There is no auto attack, so each attack is its own unique move, just something to keep in mind, which is a really interesting aspect to this game. Next we have Shiv for the Duelist. This says piercing damage, make a quick offhand attack at half damage that does not cost an action point. That's nice. You basically can add a little more damage to an enemy. And then Tactical Advance applies tactical to self. The character will not incur attacks of opportunity. So this allows you to maneuver around the field really quickly, which is really helpful for a brawler. So that is the Veles class. They can dual wield, which is really cool. And they also equip daggers, which is nice, and they have medium armor. Next, we have Sagittarius. These are basically your ranged archers. There are three classes. Marksmen are defensive archers that deny areas to the enemy. Hunters are close-range multi-target shooters, and snipers prefer to pick off single targets at great distance. I personally prefer snipers when I play my ranged characters. So for marksmen, we have Interrupt as our initial skill. This does high damage, knock an arrow and wait for an enemy to move within a 120-degree cone in front of you to shoot that enemy. Effectively, this is Overwatch with high damage being dealt. That is actually really nice because starting off, you could see other characters, the damage that they're doing is a lot lower in general. So being able to output 6 to 11 damage off the bat is actually pretty good. Next we have for Hunter, Quick Shot. This is 4 to 7 piercing damage. Shoot 2 individually selected targets with a minus 30% accuracy and 30% chance to miss. This can be deflected by shields, but you can hit multiple targets, which is nice. And finally, for the Sniper, we have up to 12 hex range, which is pretty far. Apply spotted 2 hexes. Range attacks against this target deal full damage regardless of distance. So this is nice. You don't have your diminishing returns. Armor type is light. They use a bow. Ranges are determined by accuracy, which is a component you're going to want to build into your character as you get gear and level up, etc. Finally, we have Triarius. This is the support class. The third line of the Roman Legion can reduce the effectiveness of enemies and improve the performance of their allies. So buffing, debuffing, and etc. Like I said, a support class. So we have Medic. They can heal their teammates and remove negative effects. You're probably going to want a Medic in your team. Flag bearers control the battlefield by buffing allies and moving enemies. Destroyers deliver devastating attacks that damage enemy armors. Basically can debuff them and reduce their armor. So for the Medic, we have Logistics, supplies coordinated allies, which increases their movement, which allows them to get to where they need to go. Flag bearer, it's an area and effect 6 hex radius. This is a can only be used 3 times per engagement. You can see up there in the top right, like I said, applies rally to allies, which increases their damage by 25%, which is nice. And finally, we have Death Blow, 47 piercing damage, 1 armor shred, plus 50% damage against a target who is stunned, knocked down, or sundered, and you have a 2 ranged hex, which is fantastic. Their armor type is strong, which is interesting. It's kind of a unique armor type. And then they tend to wear or leverage longer range weapons like pikes, polearms, long staffs, etc. So those are the 4 different classes and subclasses. In Expeditions Rome, this game is releasing January 20th, 2022. If you want to play the demo, check it out on Steam. And thank you so much for watching. If you did go on to enjoy this video and or find it helpful, please consider dropping a like. If you have any interest in supporting the channel, always please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching and hope to see you in future videos. Shadow Coast out.